Welcome to the Shaman's Oasis. I'm so glad that you're able to join me today and take a look into the messages we have from Spirit. I'd like to invite you to take a moment to relax your mind and breathe. If you've been scrolling through the internet or here on YouTube and you've just been binge watching videos, it's time to unplug while we're plugged in and breathe. So right away I'm going to tell you these cards are for the end. I've already meditated and prayed over those. They are the cards for spiritual healers, teachers, possibly parents. So if you are interested in what those have to say, stay to the end. But the general message is going to be for us as a collective. You don't have to be a spiritual teacher. You just have to be a child of the universe. Okay, so right away we have the Wheel of Fortune. We've got Page of Wands, Death, and the sorry, this wasn't going to stay, so I just put the rock on. It's not that I'm afraid of death. In the tarot, death doesn't mean death as in the end of life, and that someone's going to die. This is more about the spiritual energy, and it's actually a very healthy card. A lot of times we actually want to see it. Okay. I don't know if you can watch me shuffle on camera, but I'm just waiting for something to fly Okay, all I've done is move the camera angle so that you can see what I see. So let's the music cards first. And we'll read these together. The longer you live in the shadows, the more you can feel like a ghost. But maybe the one thing you are afraid of is what you need the most. Come on, outside where you belong. I know you're scared, but you are strong. You're made for love, not for the dark. Nobody wants an unbreakable heart. By J.J. Keller. Okay, another song. Summertime in your bare feet, summer skin on the bare seat. Baby, swear that I can barely keep my eyes on the road. We ain't gotta take it downtown. I'm kinda loving where we're at now. Don't you wanna let your hair down? Put your hands out. Ain't nowhere we gotta go. There ain't no view like a sunset, though. This old cracked windshield glass There ain't no feeling like the feeling of freedom and a filled up tank of gas. All right, good songs. Interesting, the star power came out right by the music too. Oh, come on. Okay. Now we've got your other cards. Admirable friendship, admirable companionship, admirable camaraderie is actually the whole of life. Buddha. We are the children of the king of the Dharma, although we were born in this house of wrong views. Oh, that was from the Lotus Sutra. This says, when it is said to them, follow what Allah hath revealed, they say, nay, we shall follow the ways of our fathers. What, even though their fathers were void of wisdom and guidance? All right, thank you. Yeah, good ones. Okay. Your first intellect card. There's an east wind coming all the same. Such a wind as never blew on England yet. It will be cold and bitter, Watson, and a good many of us may wither before its blast. But it's God's own wind nonetheless, and a cleaner, better, stronger land will lie in the sunshine when the storm cleared. Interesting. It may be that you yourself are not luminous, but you are a conductor of light. Some people without possessing genius have a remarkable power of stimulating it. Okay. The card here. Your sister is such a lovely person with interesting manners, could not but please me. Careless of her happiness, thinking of my own amusement, I endeavored by every means in my power to make myself pleasing to her without any design of returning her affection. One thing may be said for me, though. Even in that horrid state of selfish vanity, I did not know then what it was to love. I have, by raising myself to affluence, lost everything that could make it a blessing. And finally, what is the meaning of it, Watson? What is the object is served by this circle of misery and violence and fear? It must tend to some end, or else our universe is ruled by chance, which is unthinkable. But what end? There is the greatest standing perennial problem, to which human reason is as far from an answer as ever. And lastly, the love card. Most matters point to rich ends. This my mean task would be as heavy to me as 'tis odious, but the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead and makes my labors pleasures. Okay. Okay, and let's follow the charms as well. Okay, I've determined I gotta lose the tripod so that you guys can see where the charms fell. Because on the tripod, you're just not gonna see them. Okay, so first of all, the messages here are that you've gotta let go. There's a holding on that has to stop. So it could be the heart chakra. Yeah, we've got it here. So on the death card, so this is right, right there, you've got to let go of trying to be in control, trying to not enjoy life, like holding back from the joy of life. You got to be able to, let the windows down, let your hair go sometimes. Let yourself experience a free feeling that isn't sinful, it isn't chained to a lower desire. It's just the free flow of energy, just like this. Just let the windows down, let your hair flow. The summertime feeling, everything's going to be okay because you're living in the shadows. You feel like a ghost. You feel like you're not alive. Ghosts are creatures who have no body and no life. So, and there's fears involved. So come outside, it's saying. And it's the same spirit. Come outside. Get out of the dark. You are made for love. And that's this heart chakra. You're made for love. And here's the star, right? So the star is saying that's where you're going to shine. You are going to shine if you embrace this right now. This is the goal for the week, right? The goal for the week is let go of the shadow. Have some courage. Let your star power come out and embrace the sunshine. Now, as far as the spirit cards, this is very interesting. I mean, Death got so many, so we're gonna spend a long time on that one. The tarot here. Let me see the charms on these. Sorry. Okay. We have this message here too about good luck, things changing, the wheel changing. But there's a message of freedom in this. There's a change coming. It's going to make you feel free. It's also going to inspire love and beauty. So this change coming is going to toughen you up. Letting go sometimes is being tough, because when you let go, you stop clamming up. That's a strong person that can do that and embrace life. And in doing that, you see a lot of love and beauty, and and that's connected to this friendship, this camaraderie. You're going to have soulmates. You're going to see beautiful soulmates come into your life. So work on that too this week. But it's going to come with a lot of shedding and transformation here, and facing fears. So letting go of things you were taught. That, remember, you are a child of the universe. Even though you may have been born in this house of wrong views, or born into a matrix that taught you to believe certain things that aren't true. It may be that you're stuck in the community you were born in, or that you're not good enough the way you are. There's fears here. So these are about your deepest fears. In this letting go, we're going to be embracing. And because here, this following the way of our fathers, even though it's not right. So you may have been taught by some father figure, a religion, a community of people to believe certain things that are not letting you be free. They're not letting you be free. And it's made you clam up, right? It's this clamming up. They have to be, worked through, but first, embrace the feeling of freedom. And that's here in this page energy, this page of wands. He's got a fun, playful, childlike, you see, it's driving me crazy. Stay on your rock. Okay. This page energy, he's got bright new ideas. He's this lovable guy embracing life. This is the energy to be in this week. It's your root chakra, as happy as can be, right? It's not a master energy. It's trying to be a child, embracing the world with this childlike wonder. That's what needs to be worked on this week. Now, death and this connection to the fathers are kind of connected here, and it got the most charms on it. So we've got angels here. We've got two signs of powerful angel energy and abundance here with this 9 of Pentacles, which makes sense. But God is asking you to deep dive into this transformation of your soul. The talk about new beginnings. because they go through a shedding process, just like butterflies. You've got a lot here about soulmate. Look, we've got the swans, the dragonfly, which can be a symbol of love because they go in pairs, and then you have the yin and the yang. It may be that you have a soulmate coming in that's going to help you transform. Or maybe that, okay, there's definitely travel here. It may be that you have to give up this is in reverse. This is the charm of low class, sexy women. Like the energy of using your sexuality as a woman, as your power, and men who are hooked by it. It may be that you've got to transform. As a woman, if this is you, this is saying put an end to trying to be too sexy, trying to be only sexy. It's time to embrace an more angelic view. Time to deep dive into what's real abundance, what's the wisdom. The key here to this whole thing is to start being smarter and to take the wheel of your own life. Take the wheel of your own life. And if that means letting go of a toxic connection, this could be for men. If there's a toxic woman in your life that keeps you chained to her through her sexuality, it's time to let go, and it's time to embrace, become a mate to your own soul. It's time to become a mate to your own soul and realize that you have angels guiding you out of that. They're saying no more. They're saying death. No more to that. Because you were made for love, not for the dark. You weren't made for this. So it's time to stop. And we have here too, love and a sweet home and an east wind coming. So it is, I do see here, there's this destructive windstorm coming in to get rid of this toxic and embrace the angel, okay? And it says the land will be in the sunshine when the storm clears. And then we've got sunshine here, right? Summertime, sunshine, taking a drive, right? You might just have to get in your car. This is travel. Really, get in your car, go for a drive, get away from this, feel the energy of that, and embrace it. And stop going, it's upside down. Stop going on dates with people who are toxic. It's flipping your soulmate energy upside down. So this is what's it. Embrace a loving home. So bring love into your home and not sexual energy. For 1 week, try it. If that means this is pornography, no more porn for 1 week. Fill your house with this positive, freedom-loving energy and not this low vibrational, toxic, sexual energy, just for a little while, because you are conductor of light, okay? You have a power of lighting up your life with the energy that you're bringing in. And there's going to be success. There's going to be financial success with embracing this change. We've got this symbol of stability, deep stability, on top of independence and wealth here. So we're talking about having a life that's deeply rooted and very financially successful. So you're going to see, not only in your heart space, right here, right? In your heart space, a whole new energy coming in, like feeling reborn, but you're also going to profit from this financially if we embrace these changes, right? Now with this one also got a lot of charms about not knowing what it is to love. That could be the fear here. That could be the fear that came out. The moon that's chasing you. The fear that's chasing you. Because we've also got this. Someone who's done. Someone who has been stabbed in the back so many times, but they've learned from it. So there was a big ruin, like with this death card. There was something that ruined. But it's done now, and it's time to be reborn. And there could be someone listening to this who has a lot of trouble getting drawn in, not because of other people's happiness, but because you're trying to make yourself pleasing, just be for a selfish sense of vanity. They want to conquer people to feel that you can. And it's not about their happiness, and it's not really even about your own happiness. And that you're risking everything in life that could make it a blessing. Yeah? This is real blessings here. Real blessings. And what we've got as far as the charms is, this is a lighted up love. This is a love that's lighted up with holy fire. And it's backwards. It could come for you if we put an end to floozies. Or this floozy spirit that I have to stand up on my tiptoes and pretend I'm somebody else. I've got to skate around on the surface. I've got to turn my back to the God of creation. This is the Native American. And hang myself out, and not even be myself. This is the ghost. This is the dead guy that's ghosting through life. Just ghosting through life. It's time to put an end to this energy. See? Because if you don't, what is the end? There will be no answer. There's gonna be nothing, right? It's gonna be violence and fear. And just chaos. So, is this what you want, or do you want to make this energy here is about making the pain matter? You may have to, it may seem like an odious task to put this in place. It may seem like, but what's going to come in is worth it. It's going to make these pleasures of the labor. And you've got this angelic submission. So try to submit your spirit to this. This idea of making the pain matter, of making the transformation energy matter, because it's going to be a sacrifice. And it may seem like for a life that's not as fun, right? It may be, because see, it may have been very amusing to chase around superficial relationships. But this is saying, find your strength. You can overcome this. You can overcome self-doubt, because it may be possible that these fears are that you're not worthy of it. That you've been stabbed by the back. You've tried that before and it didn't work out. And the only thing that's been working out is to just amuse myself. But the problem is there's a wind coming. There's a death coming to that. There are consequences. And it's saying you're going to live without any answers in life if you don't find your strength. And here is a message of peace. You'll have no peace, because this was backwards. You'll have no peace. Now the crown and the elephant, this is about the crown chakra. Do we have any crown chakras in here? No, it's missing. I like looking at all the chakras. It's got some root here. Solar plexus looks really good this week. So this energy of taking control of your sexual energy is very, very healthy. It's going to bring out the sun in you. It's going to bring out all this yellow light. And you'll find your strength. And that's the same thing here. You're going to find what really makes you tough, what really makes you able to stand up to these storms, these blasts that come through. Is this freedom of taking charge of your own life. And this is amazing abundance and wealth that's going to come in. From doing all of these changes. So you've got a community waiting for you. The community you have now may be like it's these fathers, this wisdom that you've been taught. And it could be your friends they're all also chasing superficial lives, or they're women who only want to be like an Instagram mat. They just want to chase around and be, just be sexy, right? You're being taught that that's what you should do in life, but really you are not taking control then. That's void of wisdom and guidance, right? And we've got this wisdom here. Wisdom's the key. So that's not a wise course of life. And there's a storm coming if you keep embracing it, because admirable friendship, admirable companionship, and admirable camaraderie is actually the whole of holy life. So we're talking about missing out on soulmates, missing out on beauty, missing out on freedom, missing out on abundance, all to chase this silly, superficial life. There's going to be a strong community coming, embracing this energy. Because once you change your vibe, you're going to pull the same people like you into it. And it could be you're going to find your other half, because you'll be your true self. You'll be on the right path to finding it. If it doesn't happen this week, it's going to be on this path, as long as it's embraced. So that's the messages I see. Stick around if you want to see the spiritual teacher cards. And aloha. Okay, well, thanks for staying. Thanks for joining me, all of you spiritual healers, teachers, parents, and other shamans on the road. Lovely to be with you. Let me know a little bit about your story in the comments. I'm always looking forward to connect with my community. So this part of the reading, I'm just going to share the messages that I got as a teacher for this reading, this message from Spirit. And these were the song from Rush, "Living on a lighted stage approaches the unreal for those who think and feel, in touch with some reality beyond a gilded cage. Cast in this unlikely role, ill-equipped to act with insufficient tact, one must put up barriers to keep oneself intact. Living in the limelight, the universal dream, for those who wish to seem. Those who wish to be must put aside the alienation, get on with the fascination, the real relation, the underlying theme." So you might have seen that in the reading there. I mean, even in the message, what came afterward was a big message for getting out of the superficial, getting in touch with the reality behind the gilded cage, behind this matrix that we live in, behind all of the simple pleasures, and getting in touch with what's bigger, what's out there that's more encompassing, what's real. And you might have to alienate yourself. You might have to go it alone. And that's the message as a teacher, that be tactful, but don't try to fit in. Don't be afraid of saying stuff that might hurt someone's feelings, but it's the truth they need to hear. Try to do it tactfully, and try to be equipped to act so that you don't have to put up so many barriers. But sometimes you may have to do this too. But in any case, don't be afraid of the truth. Don't try to hide behind the illusions. Let yourself come out of this false limelight and be embraced by real light. So that was the message for me for the reading. Also this one: it is not possible that man to whom is given the book and wisdom and prophetic office should say to the people, "Be ye my worshippers rather than Allah's." No, but be ye worshippers of him who is truly the cherisher of all. For ye have taught the book and studied it earnestly. Nor would he instruct you to take angels and prophets for lords and patrons. This is from the Quran. So this is also part of being a teacher. Don't try to bring people after you. If, living in this, I want to be the star. I want to be the celebrity. It's not about you. It's about him who is the cherisher of all. This is who is speaking, and you are saying his messages. So don't say, "Be my worshipers, come be my followers," because it's not about you. And honestly, this is why I don't channel from spirit messengers like you see some other tarot readers doing, because spirit messengers should have the same attitude as we do, that the messages aren't from them, they're from source. So they wouldn't want us to say it's from such and such spirit person or my spirit guide Henry. Source energy, it should be where it's always coming from, and it shouldn't be about you, right? And the last one is, the Bodhisattva should always willingly teach the Dharma at ease, establishing his seat in a pure place. He should anoint his body with oil to cleanse himself of dirt and put on new clothing. So it's the same thing I do before I set out. This is very important to me. Obviously I wrote it down, but this is important for everyone. When you're trying to get a message from the pure creator, the source of life, the cherisher of life, that this is something holy. So don't come at this with, your body all gross, in a place that's dirty and full of junk. Clean your body. And it doesn't matter to spirit that the body is dirty, because spirit can work with anything, right? It could make a rock. It could make this rock cry out if it wanted to. But the thing is, it's going to affect you as the tool. If you are not clean, you're going to feel the distraction of that. Like, you're going to smell the bad smells. You're going to feel the grody-ness. And you're not going to be a pure conductor. And in a pure place, it's got to be a place that's pure. And you'll feel the connection to spirit so much better and be able to channel it out. So these are the 3 lessons for the teacher this week. So if that helped you, let me know. Like this, subscribe, comment, and I'll catch you next time. Aloha.